Many patients describe feeling quote unquote addicted to everything, like their phone, social media, gaming, food, cannabis, um, and that they live in a permanently overstimulated state, which is a really kind of buzzword these days.
Hmm.
From a psychiatrist's point of view, how do you parse what is true brain level addiction versus expected adaptation to the modern environment where there's so many bells and whistles all the
Hmm.
time designed to pull us in and keep us there?
Yeah, and I think that last point about the design of social media, the design of media itself, and commercials and all these other things. The point is to pull you in to have you spend money, consumerism and that stuff. But I think the one thing that I always talk to individuals about is the idea that at a baseline, our body always wants to be at homeostasis. So when the you're being constantly flooded with whether it's social media, TikTok reels, or Instagram ads and all these things like that, things on TV, your body's adapting to that, and therefore decreasing kind of internally all the different cascading neurotransmitters and other functions that it is doing to respond to that. So when I'm thinking, talking to an individual and they're saying, "Oh, I feel like I'm addicted to my phone, or feel like I'm addicted to the internet, whatever it is," I kind of again revert back to like the DSM criteria and adjust it to whatever it is that they're talking about. So really trying to get into the specifics of how much time are you really spending on their phone, especially if you have like an Apple phone, you can go and see your screen time is 8 hours, or and it's like, okay, well, if you're putting 8 hours in on your phone, theoretically, you put an 8 hour work day, you're supposed to get 8 hours of sleep. That's your whole day right there. That's the 24 hours in a day. And so at that point, then it's like, we can have a better conversation of like, how severe is this? Is it just that you are, using it when you're just at home and that's your leisure time? Or is it now invading into your work and you're missing deadlines? And, there are other consequences at this. Is it, you're using it to connect with people, network, expand your socialization? Or are you sitting at home and not actually interacting with anybody and just using the screen time as interaction? And so parsing out and having those conversations can really help delineate like which side of that spectrum you're on.